Boom, 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 chickadee chanker, everybody. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little transfer news sort of roundup for you of the day's news in regards to Manchester United and a couple of other little tidbits. How are we all doing today, guys? Get in there. Thank you very much for joining us. Do us a favour at the start of this video, whether you're watching live or catching up later. Smash that thumbs up button if you have not done so, guys. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up. That'll help us out. And get involved throughout the show, my friends. The Bacon Brigade needs you, so get involved throughout. Let us know your thoughts and opinions about anything we're discussing throughout the show. Hey there, Sonny Waits, and I'm doing good. Thank you very much. Let me give a few shout-outs at the start here. Santi Smirk, Kayam, Finley, Berber, Travis, Pavanch, Sonny. Everyone, thank you very much for getting in. So there's a few things to get into today, guys. It's not exactly, huge movement in terms of Manchester United in the transfer window. I believe this is the period of beginning of fannying around. This is the time where United are going to fanny around in the transfer market, I believe. So prepare yourselves for some fannying. But let's just talk about the main sort of headline. So Sky Sports News today have an article on there in regards to Camavinga. Manchester United interested in Camavinga, and it says that United are a number of clubs interested in Camavinga. Sky Sports News understands United have held informal talks with Camavinga's representatives, with the teenager having entered the final year of his contract. Rennes want him to sign a new deal. Camavinga can sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club in January, with his contract situation meaning Rennes are in a very delicate situation. They know clubs are prepared to wait unless they lower their valuation. But essentially it says there's a feeling that if Camavinga was to leave, his likely destination is Spain. Real Madrid are thought to be interested. As it stands, this is from Sky Sports, United say that it says United have not made an official offer for Camavinga or defensive target Rafael Varane at this moment in time. And though the chances of both arriving at Old Trafford, well, not impossible, seem remote in reality. So this is just the latest update in regards to Camavinga, guys. So this is the current situation. So United are understood to be readying a bid for this guy. The La Parisienne and a few other outlets over in France are reporting that Man United are set to firm up their interest essentially by putting him in a low opening bid. Solskjaer obviously is keen on getting the guy in. He is 18 years of age, but he has a great future ahead of him. And La Parisienne state that United are ready to make a first offer for him in the next few days. They say the United are the most insistent on signing Camavinga, with the offer expected to be around £25 million due to his contract winding down. So the thing is, Stade Rennes are in the situation where they need to sell this guy pretty soon because his contract is ending at the end of this coming season. So he doesn't have long there, guys. And if they want to get some cash in, they're going to have to sell him right now. Otherwise, he can actually agree a pre-contract deal in January with us or anybody else, Real Madrid, anybody, just in 6 months' time, and they lose out entirely on the deal. So certainly they want to sell him right now. Camavinga's current club, his contract it will not be renewed. They know that it will not be renewed beyond 2022, and so they basically have to cash in and get as much money for Camavinga as they can now. They're hoping that a bidding war ensues. But so yeah, not much of a big update on the Camavinga stuff, guys, but United are still leading the chase for Camavinga. It looks like we are just about, we're discussing the transfer with these guys. We're negotiating with these guys. There's nothing official in terms of an official bid lodged, but some reports coming out to say that, it's just a matter of time before United do lodge an official bid. Interestingly, Rio Ferdinand came out and sort of just said what I said, what I've been saying over the last few days, if you have been watching, which is essentially that he said, yes, okay, Eduardo Camavinga seems like a great young player. I mean, this is exactly what he said. Let me give you the quote from Rio. He was talking on Vibe with Five, and he was asked about the Camavinga transfer, and he just basically came out and said, I've not seen enough of him, if I'm honest. I've seen a bit of him. His debut against PSG, where he got man of the match, unreal. Talent, obviously. If he's going to come in and affect the team right now and become a star, or is he going to come in and be a bit like Armand, who comes in for £40 million but is nowhere near the starting 11? Is that what we need right now? Or do we need someone like Declan Rice, who is flying at the moment? In an England shirt, he's taken it to other levels now. We all knew he was a good player at West Ham, but Declan Rice is doing it for England team right now. For his age, is a madness. And then it comes down to have Man United got the funds to go and get him from West Ham. What are they going to ask for West Ham? So basically, he says, for me, if I'm honest, football ability, Camavinga, Rice, they're fantastic players. You can see the potential a mile off, but Rice brings you character. He brings you a character that's probably not in the game as much now as it was in my generation. Someone who's a sponge to information and wants to get better, wants to get into an environment of winning consistently. He's envious of his mates who are winning things. He reminds me a bit of myself when I was that age. Whether that's Man United or not, I think he probably thinks that at West Ham at the moment he's done there, and as much as he loves the club, the people there, especially after the Euros. I did it after a World Cup with Leeds. I smelt and tasted that chance of being around world-class players. I need that every week. I need that now. Anyway, so he's obviously shouting from the rooftops about Declan Rice here. I'm not that much of a big lover of Declan Rice. I do think he's had a good tournament with England, though. Fair play to him, and he's still young. But essentially, Rio just coming out and just kind of making all the sense in the world, really. Just suggesting that Camavinga, he is a great prospect for the future. But at 18 years of age, is he really capable of coming in and doing the business for us right now? I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, we're looking at, I've got some information here on his tactical role and some of his analysis throughout this last season just gone. So it is very exciting. I mean, essentially he's playing in a farmers league though, because League One is absolutely guff. But he is only 18 years of age, which is absolutely sensational. And if you look at the information about him, he's a formidable one-on-one player. So it looks like he 2.3 dribbles per 90 minutes for the 31 League One games that he played last season, which is very, very high in terms of dribbles completed and stuff in the league. He's able to adapt. If we have a look at the high intensity distance, you're talking about work rate, covers, distance covered, all that sort of thing. So high intensity distance, there's a stat here, there's a chart here with him alongside United players such as Paul Pogba, Fred, McTominay and Matic, and the intensity and the speed and the average that these guys cover within a game. And Camavinga is higher than all of them, even including Fred. So, you have to consider, obviously, Fred is a complete Energizer bunny out there and just runs his socks off non-stop. And you're looking at the intensity, the speed average here of intensity. Look, guys, this is just a speed stat here, essentially. But his average speed intensity is higher than all of our midfielders, even though he's playing in a slower league. So, in terms of League One, it's actually one of the slowest leagues, I think, in terms of average speed in Europe of players being clocked out. You know what I'm saying? It's not the most intense league, guys. Half of them are, like pushing hay bales across the floor, driving combine harvesters across the Parc des Princes, etc. It's a fucking farmers league is what I'm saying, guys. But anyway, the fact that he's getting those sorts of intensities and those sorts of speeds clocked, etc. He's obviously a complete menace when it comes to just covering ground. Which is important, guys, which is important. So this is quite interesting, though, because a lot of people are saying this guy is like a full-on central defensive midfielder. And I'm just giving you a little bit more information and background in case you don't know. Because, I didn't know too much about him. We have been talking about him for a year on the channel, but it's not like I've been watching Stade Rennes play. So, we've seen a little bit for France and stuff like that. He's obviously a talented young player, but is he a player that's ready to come in and do the business right now? So, tactically, Camavinga has played a part of a double pivot with a partner like Steven Nzonzi, or as a number 8 in a 4-3-3 for Rennes this past year. Being a number 8 or the more active part of double pivot, essentially best roles for him right now. This is what this, just to credit Spielverlagerung.com in regards to a scouting report, by the way, on Camavinga here. But it says, essentially, if he was going to be like a holding midfielder, he'd have to change his style and dial down his attacking movements, which would take away from what makes him who he is at the moment. So, a perfect holding midfielder like Declan Rice is obviously, that's the sort of, he's just going to sit in front of the back line, he's going to defend, he's going to, he's going to distribute the ball out from that position. He's essentially played a full-on defensive midfield role. From what I'm reading and from what I've researched, Camavinga isn't even that sort of player, guys. He's got more attacking vibes about him. Now, this is what this report says. It's a trusted website's trusted report here. But essentially, Camavinga can be a holding midfielder. He's a young enough player. He's 18. He's athletic. He's obviously good enough right now to do things. But most of his success in terms of play, it comes from on-the-ball moves rather than passes. So it says here with 3.7 progressive passes per 90 minutes, he's in the bottom half of midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues, while his 6.4 progressive carries put among the best 15%. So essentially, he's not that great when it comes to passing the ball around. What he's great at is taking people on and getting forward and dribbling with that ball and getting forward that way and creating things that way. So, I'm not too sure from what I've read and from the research that we've been doing here that he's an ideal candidate for that central defensive midfield role anyway. Now, can he be used further up? Can he be used in these other positions? Absolutely. And is he young enough that he can still be adapted into any midfield role? Absolutely. So it's a fantastic signing, guys. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, people are saying, he's going to come in and be this new Kante type guy. Well, maybe, but he's just not ready. He's just not ready, is he? Maybe one day, in a couple of years' time, hopefully. Rio doesn't know much about him. Rio said he's not ready. Rio said we should be going for somebody who's more tried and tested. And I said this over the last few days, and I agree with that. There's players that we could go and buy for similar sorts of money. Maybe not quite as cheap as that, because that is very cheap. Essentially, we should buy him and another midfielder. We should buy him, and then we should go and get one of the cheaper other options that we've been linked to, such as a Basuma or maybe even a, I don't really like the Rice deal, but essentially if he is available and we could chuck in Jesse Lingard, you might be able to get that deal done for not a ridiculous amount of money, in which case it might be worth it. Get one of the guys off the books who's on a reasonable amount in Jesse and get a good player in Declan Rice. Does that mean we've got a few too many players in that position? Yeah, probably does, guys, because then you've got McTominay, Matic, Fred, Donny, and of course, if you signed Camavinga and then also another player, it's just too much. So I'm still favouring that United would go out there and sign a more experienced player. I don't know who, Saul or Ndidi or, or even Neves, one of these younger other options who are proven in the Premier League, but still a lot more developed than a player like Camavinga right now. Makes more sense for me, guys. It does make more sense for me, but that's just my personal opinion. So yes, Camavinga, he's obviously a great player. He's, he's 18. It's a very, very good success story. He was born in an Angolan refugee camp. He's the son of Congolese parents. He managed to come to France shortly after his birth. He received French citizenship in 2019 to make his debut for France under 21s. Already at 18, he's on everybody. His name's on everybody's lips, guys. He's done fantastic to get to where he is, and he's obviously a very, very good player and a good talent. So I would like to see him signed up. Let me get into the live chat, actually. Sorry, guys, I've neglected the live chat. See what you guys think about anything we discussed here. Hey, do us a favour and hit that thumbs up button, everybody, if you have not done so. Smash a like on it. Get involved in the live chat now. Let me know your thoughts on Camavinga, because everybody's been going on about Camavinga. They've got a full-on semi on about Camavinga, but, he's not going to come in and just be a worldie right away. At United, he's only 18. He'd have to be one of the best players ever, I think, to come in and boss the Premier League right now at 18, with just coming in from Stade Rennes from a farmers league with very little experience in that sort of intensity, playing against actual men. So, anyway, he's obviously a great talent. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to see him signed, but it's not the answer for us in the short term. It is in the long term. Bell says, Pig, 80/100 million for Rice is a laugh. He's not Kante, who cost 30 million after establishing himself as the linchpin in Premier League winning team. Oh, it's crazy, mate. Especially when you consider we just paid 73 million, for Sancho, who essentially is like a generational talent, or should be. Declan Rice is a good player, and he is young, and he is doing some good things with England, and the future is definitely bright for Declan Rice, but it's not, is it? It's not worth that sort of money. No way. What you're doing is you're paying a premium for having to go to another Premier League team. They don't want to sell him to another Premier League side. And of course, they don't really need to. Everybody gets a shitload of cash in the Premier League these days. It's much more competitive, the TV deals and everything. They don't have to sell him. They don't necessarily have to sell him for, a cheap amount. So, yes, it's a big premium you have to pay for these guys. The only thing that I think could help us is the Jesse Lingard link there. Of course, we've got a little bit more info on Jesse in a little bit. I'll get into that shortly, but they are obviously interested in Jesse. He had a great loan spell with them. We could do some business in exchange there. He's no way worth 100 million. That's just ridiculous. How much do you think Declan Rice should be worth in this market? And let's take into consideration he's playing for West Ham, who finished in top half of the table. Let's take into consideration they don't really have to sell him. He's homegrown. He's English. You've always got to pay that extra premium for an English player, don't you? So let's take that into consideration. How much do you think Declan Rice should be going to Manchester United for if we were to offer it? I would say 50 million plus Jesse Lingard. I would be comfortable at that, guys. I'm valuing Jesse at somewhere in the region of 15 to 20 million right now based on his age, what he can still bring teams, his performance the second half of the season for West Ham. Like, he's definitely increased his valuation over the last 6 months, or, the 6 months at the end of the season, Jesse Lingard. So I'd still say he's definitely got to be worth 15 or 20 million. He's English, he's homegrown. That gets them the quota of homegrown players that they need and stuff like that in their team. That's a factor. He's a good player. He's not a great player, but he's a good player. Yeah, 20 million for Jesse Lingard's reasonable. So I'm valuing Rice at 70 million right now, essentially, which I think is a huge amount of money. But if I'm just looking at it from West Ham's point of view, they don't need to sell. They will want to sell. They're in no rush to sell. So I'm saying they would snap your hand off, though, if you actually offered 70 million down on the table. I don't want to offer 70 million down on the table. I want to offer 50 million plus J Lings. Done. Yes, I'm getting the feeling Camavinga wages are cheap wages, wise, but still a great prospect. Absolutely, yes. We should sign him up, even if he doesn't really come good for us or he isn't used too much right now. There is a lot of competition in those places at United. None of them, I don't think, world class or consistent enough to truly stake a claim week in, week out. But there's a lot of competition in those places for Camavinga. Finley thinks that Declan Rice is 60 million tops. Jason Dower thinks 30 to 40. Rebel Red, how you doing, says 50 million, 40 million, says Scujo1. Not with Lingard, says. So you think 50 million not with Lingard? Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, fair enough. In terms of what player he actually is, that is a good valuation. But in terms of what West Ham would actually take for him, 50 million's too cheap for them, I think, because he is homegrown, because he is young, because he is a big player for them. They are a Premier League team who did some good things last season. They don't need to sell him for 50 million. It's not going to happen, I don't think. That's low. That's low for them. It's not that he's worth a lot more than that. It's just that it's like the Slabby Maguire situation all over. You kind of have to pay that premium because you're getting him from a rival, or not necessarily a rival, but a Premier League team. You're also playing for somebody who is homegrown. So you have to pay a bit of an extra premium, guys. I think there's no way that they'd accept that for him. But I hope you're right. I hope they would. But I think maybe if you chuck Jesse Lingard in. Hey there, First Class Gamer, how you going? He says, Lingard worth 50 million? Pfft, 50 million what? Pesos? 50 million what? Lira? No, I don't know. He's definitely not worth 50 million pounds, no. I think he's worth 20 million. I would say he's worth 20 million tops. And about a year ago, I would have said he's worth about 12 million. So I think over the last season, he's actually added 8 million onto his value based on his good performances for West Ham towards the end of the year. Yo, what's going on there, G-Wolf United? How you doing, mate? How you doing? Jaden Williams says, if Messi was coming to Manchester United, mate, that would be fucking awesome, wouldn't it? I would love that. Not going to happen, but I would love that. And it would also make little sense right now because we need a bloody centre-back. Price should not be a concern, says John Mishra. I suppose it's not really a concern to us United fans, is it? We just want to get our man. We just want to get our player. Do we really care what Mr. Potato Head spends on the transfer amount to get him in? That's a good point. I mean, we kind of have to, because we kind of have to think that that's essentially money that, it's obviously, some of it's come from the club, commercial ventures, but a lot of it, the fans are put into the club to support the club as well. And we want to see that money spent well. So we do have a right to question the amount of money spent on transfers. In one way, we don't care. Like with Harry Maguire, when we signed Harry Maguire for 80 mil, was I that bothered about the 80 million price tag? Probably, I can't really remember, but I don't think I was. I think I was just buzzing and happy that we'd signed Harry Maguire. And at the time, that was a great signing, guys. But it was still too much money then, though. It was still too much money. And now you look at how much money it is, and it's still too much money. I tell you what, though, he's added a few million on. This is what a good run of form can do. Like Jesse, we were just talking about Slabby. He's added a few million onto his price tag right now, I tell you. A few months ago, if you asked me how much was Slabby worth in this current market right now, I'd have said 40 million at best. But now, doing bits for England, taking us to World Cup semis, World Cup semis and Euro semis. That's crazy, isn't it, guys? I saw something the other day. England have got to 6 semi-finals in major tournaments in our history. That's World Cups and European Championships. And Gareth Southgate has been at the helm for 2 of them. What's he doing? What's he doing? Pizza Hut paper baghead. It's got some sort of paper baghead formula down to a T there. It's beautiful. He's doing some things. But anyway, Slabby Maguire's obviously a big part of that England team, and he's helping himself out no end anyway. So, great signing. Are you sure about this? Says John Mishra. What, Slabby Maguire? Well, this is what I want to say, John. I just want to say, like, was I talking about Slabby? At the time, he was a great signing. I said yes. from Leicester City at the time. It was on the back of that World Cup where he was brilliant for England. He had a great season for Leicester. We were crying out for a leader. That's what it seemed like he was. So at the time, yes, it was a great signing, mate. At the time, yes, it was a great signing. And do you know what? Do you know what? It still could be a great signing, depending on the partner we get for him and how he performs this season. If we get Varane and we slot him in there and Varane performs and Maguire doesn't, we know Maguire's just a big slab. But if we get Varane in there, Maguire and Varane can cement that quality partnership together, and you realise that it's just because he's got that Swedish furniture maker, Victor Lindelof, next to him is half the reason why we're exposed a lot of the time and why he's exposed, then maybe we'll actually see the best of Slab, and maybe it will still turn out to be a great signing. But I must say, look, I think personally Maguire for Manchester United, and that's all I can really gauge it on. I'm talking about United right now. The course of the season, he's been good, but not great. And I'm looking for a bit more inspirational stuff than that at the back. Muppet Crazy says United better win the league this season. Oh, man, that's going to be tough. Honestly, that is going to be tough. How we better win the league? I mean, I just hope that we're competitive and we challenge for the league. Winning the league in this modern era is fucking difficult for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and United. We're not spending more money than other teams. If anything, they'll probably spend more money than us come the end of the window. Well, maybe not. We do seem to be spunking some cash now, hopefully. But, you know, generally over the last few years, the investment, you know, you look at teams like City and Pep and what they still may do, they're going to be up there next season. Liverpool, Chelsea are going to probably invest some more, and they've got a new manager, seems better. Come on, guys, that's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for Solskjaer to win the league this year unless he gets Varane, unless he gets Sancho, unless he gets, you know, Indeed, Rice and all these players that he wants. Unless he gets all these players that he wants, then I don't see how he could even reasonably do it. You've got to be realistic, guys. There's just teams who are more advanced, who have more winning mentalities in terms of, like, they've won more. Like City have won, 3 out of the last 4 Premier Leagues. Liverpool have won it recently. They've got a good team if Van Dijk comes back to the form that he was before the injury, and they'll still be up there. It's a disgrace. So it's not going to be hard. It's not going to be easy to win the league for anybody, I don't think. Slab is only important for us because we've got no bugger else, says Finley. Well, yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to just, there's a lot of people saying that Slabby's world class and stuff right now. I watched him all season for United, and just because he was our best centre-back doesn't mean that he's world class. Just because he's a better option than, Victor Dwindloff or Eric Bailly because he's injury-prone, or Twan Seaby and these guys, it doesn't mean that he's super-duper world class. So there still remains to be seen what sort of a career he can have at United, if he's going to be that that quality stalwart in the team and part of a great duo like a Rio or Ferdy, or whether he's just going to be somebody who comes in and it's a failure and then he goes out basically at some point. It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen, dudes. Joseph Adams, how you doing, mate? He says, if we get these next 2 signings, there's no excuse not to challenge. It will show how good Ollie really is. Well, yes, like if we do get the positions filled, the problem areas. So if we get a centre-back, if we get a top-quality CDM, and maybe even if we add a right-back to it as well, just for the depth there and the quality, there's talk of Trippier, but let's just take that one back. Let's just say the 3 signings, so we're going to get Sancho, Varane, and let's just say Rice for fun, even though that's not necessarily, that's not that realistic. Camavinga's cheaper, we'll see. But let's just say Rice for fun. If he does get those players, then would we have a squad capable of challenging? Yes, I think we would. We would have a great forward line. We'd have Sancho. We've had Rashford, Cavani, and all the depth up there with players like Marcio, Greenwood still there. Diallo, these youngsters coming through. The midfield, Bruno Fernandes, if he can have the season he had, then yeah, he's going to still be the absolute Portuguese Magnifico for us, pulling the strings. And then behind him, that's a problem area. Depending on what happens with Pogba, he's still a quality player. If he stays, then we've got a quality player, I suppose. But then if Rice comes in or Camavinga comes in, the midfield's still a concern for me. The defence, though, is looking great. Luke Shaw's basically the best left-back in the world. And the centre-back positions we should hopefully address this summer. And the right-back spot is pretty damn secure with Aaron the Spider Wan-Bissaka chilling in those areas. Just before I get on to the next topic, guys, I just want to mention this, actually. So Roberto Carlos has been impressed by Luke Shaw, the old Shawberto Carlos comparisons, yeah? So this is from Simon Peach here, and it just says Roberto Carlos has been impressed with England left back Luke Shaw, and he's obviously been quality so far for England. But this is what he said about him. So Roberto Carlos, after he said, this is what he said. He said he's really improving. His performance against Ukraine was very good. Carlos told the PA news agency, you can see he's very motivated. He's been an important part of the English team along with all the others. He's been improving each game. I think he's got everything to get to the top. He's the left back for England. That in itself says a lot. Asked if he sees similarities between his game and the England left back, Carlos said ahead of the semi-final against Denmark, I don't like comparing. It's two completely different periods in football. I had my time, and now he's having his. Similarities, I think, could be that he has strength and the desire to win, just like I did. Do you know what? I fucking love this, guys. I love this. This is so sick. Luke Shaw getting, like, mad praise from everybody. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I don't know if he knows about this, but, man, just imagine if you were a left back, and you're 25, 26, and you've had a few tough years, and you just start bossing it, and and then people like Roberto Carlos are coming out and saying you're a boss. I mean, that would just be the best thing in the world, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness me. Anyway, so Luke Shaw's just on top of the world right now. He is Shawberto Carlos. He is doing some incredible things in both a United and an England shirt. And it's just brilliant to hear people even making similarities from Luke Shaw to Roberto Carlos, you know. So just wanted to mention that, seeing as somebody talked about it, because it is it's awesome, guys. Get in. Right, let me just jump back into the comment section for a minute. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Rushmano. He says, subscribe to the channel. Guys, do us a big favour, actually. Hit that subscribe button. We're growing quite steadily. Thank you, everyone, all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers. On our way to 50k. The target is to hit that by the end of the year. That's a hard target. But either way, do us a favour and hit that subscribe if it's your first time here. Smash that like button. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this stream. Give it a share on social media. That'll help us out as well if you want to. And have a look at the website, flyingpigunited.com, unitedflyinghigh.com for your latest Manchester United news and stuff as well. But anyway, let's get back into it. Yes, Luke Shaw, just an absolutely incredible player right now, to be fair. So then, let's just take a little look, guys, at some of the latest news in regards to Paul Pogba. Bloody hell. Fucking hell, Paul Pogba, mate. Just, oh my goodness me, just do one. That's it. I'm saying it right now. I've had enough, guys. I've had enough of Paul Pogba at Manchester United dudes. Yes, great player, Ferrari player. He's like a bloody breakdown, though. He breaks down all the time. It's so annoying. Oh, shit, that's really loud. Thank you for subscribing, though. That's very loud. Yeah, guys, he's not consistent enough for United. He is a quality player. Look, there's a bunch of publications today coming out with, so 355 report by the Express and loads of other outlets, actually, you know, depending on if you believe some of these rags. But either way, there's a story here. Paul Pogba in talks with PSG and more open to Man United transfer exit. Pogba is currently on holiday after Les Bleus' unexpected exit early in Euro 2020. The World Cup winner's future has been the source of constant speculation, with Real Madrid and his former club Juventus both being touted as potential destinations. But in recent weeks, talk of a potential move to PSG has become prominent. The 28-year-old's international teammates even joked about it at a France press conference. Discussions are taking place with Pogba's representatives, with the midfielder more and more open to the idea of joining Paris. This is as per sources. The Express reporting it. The publication claims PSG are weighing up suits for Pogba and his 18-year-old compatriot Eduardo Camavinga, who is also a target for Manchester United, obviously, guys. So, yeah, I mean, look, PSG obviously signing mad amounts of players right now. There's a huge amount of players that they've brought in. I mean, they've actually spent quite a bit of money already. Who have they brought in, guys? Hakimi, right? Hakimi, Ramos, and Wijnaldum. They've already spent a shitload of money anyway. Is that right? Am I making this up? Sorry. Anyway, PSG would be able to. So PSG, they've got a lot of players on huge money there. In terms of financial fair play, surely they'd have to get rid of some players if they were going to try and sign a player like Paul Pogba, who's on a huge amount of money, guys. You know, like his contract expires in a year's time, so United have to get something sorted out soon. So I do firmly believe that if we don't agree a new contract in the next couple of weeks, then he will be off. And I think that that's the best thing that United could do, rather than offer him a huge improved contract somewhere in the region of 450,000 a week. That's just a preposterous amount of money to pay for somebody who's too inconsistent to hit or miss in your team. But anyway, would they be able to sign him, guys? I mean, it's quite a huge amount of money that it would take, I think, for them to bring him in, not compared to what he's actually valued at. I mean, we paid 90 million for him. If he had 4 years left on his contract, you'd be talking about 6, 7, 8, 9 figures, 100 million, 9 figures. You'd be talking 9 figures. But because it's not, he's not got long left on his contract, it's a cheap deal for anybody in terms of getting Paul Pogba right now. Like, you could probably get Paul Pogba for 50 or 60 million pounds right now from United. Maybe not quite that cheap, but certainly not a huge amount of money compared to what you usually would have to pay for him. Okay, so the reports suggesting that, that Tottenham boss Mauricio Pochettino would be interested in bringing Paul Pogba into the side anyway as well. These are some more reports that are coming out. So let's get your thoughts and opinions about Pogba to PSG, guys, in the live chat. I do hope it happens. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to say, hey, thanks for the memories. Do one, 0121, do one, sir. But in a way, I do want to do that because I think he's sort of holding people back in that position, or not necessarily holding other players back in the position, but holding United back from getting somebody else in that position. To me, Paul Pogba is, he's a Hollywood player. He's somebody that can play really great on his day, but that day doesn't come often enough. And so for me, he's not consistent or good enough to represent United and wear the shirt, guys. By the way, fair play to him. He's out partying with Ronaldinho. I saw absolute quality, mate. That's awesome, isn't it? I don't know if you saw Pogba's on his holidays in Miami having a good old time, which is awesome, by the way. I'm not hating. But he's with Ronaldinho. I'd say careful hanging out with Ronaldinho, though, Pogba, mate. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might get you in trouble. He might get you in trouble, mate. Anyway, fair play to him. He's having a great time. Hey, we got 72 likes on the stream. Thanks, everyone. Hit that thumbs up if you have not done so. Hey, thank you, Ellie. I appreciate that one. She says, it's a great channel. Vera Vlogs, hello there, says, do you think United will pull off Camavinga and Varane? Oh, that's what she said. I personally think, Vera, that... No. I don't think they'll pull both of them off, guys. Maybe, but, there's still an opportunity for Varane to sign a new deal at Real Madrid here. There's still an opportunity for another club to come in, like Real Madrid or PSG or somebody else, and sign Camavinga. In an ideal world, United go in the next couple of days, as we discussed, go and put an offer in for Camavinga and get the deal wrapped up now and get him before anybody else has the chance in an ideal world. But Stade Rennes won't want to get the deal wrapped up soon. They know that they've got all summer. They will want to sell him by the end of the summer, definitely, but they will want other clubs to come in and try and push the price up a little bit. So there's, we are the favourites, I think, to sign both of these players right now. If you ask me personally, is it more likely that we sign Varane than he stays at Real Madrid? I think just about. Still quite likely that he stays at Real Madrid if Ancelotti wants him, and they can be prepared to improve their offer. But and Camavinga, do I think that he comes to United out of all the other destinations at this moment in time? It looks like we are leading the chase. It looks like, I would say we are the team that is more likely to sign him. But you put those two together and the odds drop. So I don't think we'll sign both of them myself, actually. I'm just going to say that now. I don't know. I don't actually think we'll sign both of them. But I'm pessimistic. I'm a pessimist, guys. I hope so, but there's still a lot that could go wrong with these deals, is what I'm saying. Don't get your hopes up, is what I'm saying, people. Don't get your hopes up. Manchester United have a history of bottling transfers in these recent transfer markets with people like Matty Judge and Potato Boy at the helm. This is what we do, guys. So we fumble transfers. We take a long time about them as well. I would expect United to sign Varane. You know why? Because we need him. Reports suggest that he wants to leave. It's a new challenge for him, Premier League, and also reports suggest that we're going to be offering him more money. Reports say, lots of sources coming out yesterday saying we've agreed a 12 million a year deal with Rafael Varane in terms of a contract. So personal terms supposedly agreed. Before any obviously agreement between the two clubs or anything. That's the most important thing. But supposing we are offering him more money than what they are. So that's why I think that the Rafael Varane deal is more likely to happen for Manchester United than Madrid. But still, they could improve their offer. This could all just be a big ruse for him to get more money at Madrid. So don't rule that out. The Camavinga deal looks good. The only thing I could the only way I could see that sort of not panning out is if another big club like a PSG or like a Real Madrid or one of these clubs comes in and buys it. But the only good thing I can say about that, actually, guys, let me give you an update on this. So there is a few things. Real Madrid have spent. They've gone 533 days without spending a single euro on transfers. The last time they did it was to incorporate Rainier for 30 million euros. So what that means is, didn't they though? Because I guess they got free signings though. So that doesn't mean they just signed free signings, right? So for 533 days they haven't spent a penny on a transfer fee, which. Read into that what you will. And then also look at this, guys. Stuff in La Liga is all messed up. Reports claim, this is from TalkSport today, I don't know if this is 100% true, but reports claim Barcelona can't register new signings or re-sign Lionel Messi due to La Liga rules. This is just an article I saw earlier, guys. Still need to re-sign Lionel Messi, Spanish giants in financial peril. Barcelona are unable to register their new signings due to the financial troubles of the club. They still need to re-sign Lionel Messi. La Liga giants are almost $1 billion in debt, with new president Joan Laporta describing it as much worse than I thought. Shit. That's bad, isn't it? You buy a football club, or new president or whatever, you come in. And you're like, oh shit. So new elect president, sorry, not new owner, but new president says, oh shit. He's got to the top there, he's like, oh bollocks. Bit off more than I can chew here. So Barcelona have brought in Sergio Aguero, Memphis Depay, and Eric Garcia on free transfers so far this time. So it's not like they're doing a bad job, is it, guys? Let's be honest. Like, I know they might not be spending huge amounts on transfers and maybe they are cash-strapped. But Sergio Aguero, Memphis Depay, Eric Garcia on free transfers. That's just brilliant business, isn't it? But anyway, reports claim they can't register them because they've exceeded La Liga's salary limit. And that's without adding Messi's salary to the equation. So this is a report. According to Goal, Barcelona are looking to slash their wage bill and have reportedly agreed to sell first-team players Samuel Umtiti, Filipe Coutinho, and Tottenham target Pjanic. So elsewhere, left-back Junior Firpo is close to joining Leeds. Francisco Trincao has been shipped out on loan to Wolves. Other exits include Conrad de la Fuente and Todibo to Marseille and Nice, respectively. So, essentially what they're doing is they've signed a bunch of free transfer players. They need to get rid of players in order to be able to get under the salary cap or something. This is the report from TalkSport. I don't know anything about La Liga. To be fair, in terms of like the infrastructure and the salary caps and all that kind of stuff. But that's what I'm reading here. There's a salary limit and Barcelona are screwed. That's what I'm reading, guys. So anyway, Real Madrid in a similar not a similar situation, but they're obviously strapped for cash too. So they've not spent anything for 533 days in terms of, transfers. Although Real Madrid, here's a story from a few days ago that I'll just bring up here again. Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti. Actually, sorry, this was from today. Ancelotti prepares a surprise swoop for Manchester United defender Diogo Dalot. According to Rudy Galletti, Dalot spent last season on loan with AC Milan, did a solid job. Yada, 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 yada. Ancelotti's reportedly nudged Perez in the direction of approaching the fullback, with Real Madrid possibly could take on loan for the first year before having an obligation to buy him. So that's quite interesting. We've just established that they can't, all these La Liga clubs right now can't really go and spend huge amounts on transfers. Maybe they'll be looking to get free transfers and loan signings in for a while. Dalot, obviously, I think do you know what? What is this all about? AC Milan want him. Real Madrid and Ancelotti want him. Surely we should want him then. Maybe we should just keep him at the club for this season and let him deputise for Wan-Bissaka. We're talking about going out there and getting Trippier. Well, maybe Dalot's just coming of age to 20 years of age. He had a good season over in Serie A. I'm going to ask you a question, guys. Diogo Dalot, keep or sell? Keep or sell? Up until this point, he's had zero impact really in Manchester United. But definitely, it seems like there's other clubs that are interested in this guy. He has a big future ahead of him. I think he gives us something different to Wan-Bissaka too. Wan-Bissaka's a defensive beast. And this guy, Dalot, is more of an attacking wing-back. He's He's more offensive, and I think that's a good balance to have, guys. So I'd actually just keep him at the club. I'd just keep him at the club anyway. That's my opinion. Let me see what you guys think about this news then. So, yes, that's right, Sir Greenwood. Barca signed Depay as well. Yes, that's right. PSG have signed Hakimi, says Flying Pig United Fan 67. Yes, so there's a lot of clubs doing big business right now, guys. A lot of clubs doing big business. And some of them are going to have to recoup some of their money, either by way of transfer fee or by way of wages, in order to get some of these deals, done and finished. I mean, we've just heard that there's salary limits and all these sorts of stuff. Sell, says Rushmano. Sell, says Kane. Shot, says Sir Greenwood. Sell, says William Hoy. Fair enough, but we do need to pack up in that position, guys. So what we're going to do, go and buy Trippier when we've already got a player there. And Trippier's not going to play all the time. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. 84 likes on the stream. Nice one. Hit that thumbs up button, everybody, if you enjoy these streams. How close is the Varane deal to Steven De Bruyne? Weeks away, dude. Weeks away, if ever. Let me give you an update on Varane then. So, let me give you an update on Varane, guys. So, Rafael Varane, United have reportedly been given a green light to discuss terms with, Varane. So, this is another report that I'm hearing. So, this is actually from Sky Sports confirming they've been given a green light to discuss terms with him. Other reports over the last few days suggesting that we'd already agreed terms with Rafael Varane. So it's again, guys, look, as we talk about this all the time, it's again who you believe, what sources you believe, and also if that's even correct, because sometimes the sources are just wrong. But essentially, a couple of days ago, we were supposed to have agreed personal terms with him on a contract offer. New reports suggest that we are just about to do that. Also, we are supposed to be negotiating with them and basically looking for something verbal in order to progress with a full-on proper official bid. So that's the current situation with Varane, but because of the nature of the signing and the current situation, they are still supposed to be interested in securing his signature as their own player as well, guys. Ancelotti came in, new manager. Why would he want to leave, let the best centre-back leave, or one of the best centre-backs in the club leave? Doesn't really make sense for them to want to do that. So there's still plenty of time for them to get the deal wrapped up for a new contract. This could all just be about money. This could all just be about him wanting Real Madrid to pay him what he can get elsewhere. And if they pay him what he can get elsewhere, maybe they will do that. But as we just discussed, a lot of these La Liga clubs strapped for cash, Real Madrid and Barcelona in particular here, having to do free transfer signings and sell a few players here just to basically just keep themselves afloat and steady right now, because it has been a tough couple of years. And they've obviously got a lot of debts and things like that. So that's basically the situation on Rafael Varane. Manchester United. This is an update from Lawrence Julian here, who's from ESPN, who has said basically Manchester United and Real Madrid are still quite far away from agreeing a fee for Rafael Varane. Varane himself is not completely sure yet whether he wants to join United, so there's still a bit of work to be done. So that's the latest on Varane, guys. It's just more of an absolute shit show and more discussions, more negotiating. This one's probably going to be quite long and drawn out. Let's hope it does get done sooner rather than later. And if we can't get it done in the next couple of weeks, then we really need to move on to somebody else, because you want to start the season with an established centre-back and have a little bit of a pre-season to try and bed him in and everything. You don't want this to go on all summer long like Cavani and Telles, and then we started the season, we've got players coming in who have to just slot into the back line and they expect to just to fit in right away. It's going to be a baptism of fire for some of these players coming in at the end of the transfer window, if that's to be the case. I don't want that. I want them to come in sooner and bed in and have that pre-season with the team and get that chemistry and all that. So if you do that, then you set yourselves up for the best possible start of the season. Varane needs to come into the next 2 or 3 weeks, in my opinion. And if we can't sign him in that period, then United should go and move on to our next target, because it's just stupid to try and negotiate all summer long, and then maybe you don't even get him. Maybe you can't even get him. Maybe he signs a new contract in Madrid last day of the bloody window, and it's all been about money this whole time. You can't really put all your eggs in the Rafael Varane basket right now, dudes, because we don't know what the agenda is here. We don't know if there is a real interest for him to join United, or this is literally just a masterstroke in terms of his agent and the PR machine to try and get a better deal at Real Madrid. So just hold your horses on this one, guys. United still early doors. with the negotiations. We haven't put anything official in. There is no official bid. So to give you the update on Rafael Varane, as things are right now, as they stand, there is no official bid, guys. That is how it is. Negotiations ongoing, of course. ESPN reporting that they're still quite far away from agreeing a deal for Rafael Varane, and Varane himself is not completely sure yet whether he wants to join United. So still a lot of work to be done. Absolutely gashtastic, my friends. Let me get into the live comment section and see what you legends think about the Rafael Varane situation. Then, do you think it's going to get done? In fact, let me just put another vote in the live chat here with a poll. Koundé needed, says John Mishra. Yeah, Jules Koundé would be a good option as well. Pau Torres is another good option. There's a few centre-backs I'd like to see. Which centre-back would you like to see come in if we can't get him? But I'm going to ask you a different question. Do we manage to sign Varane this window? I'm just going to ask you that. Simple as that, really. And be honest, guys. Be honest. Do we manage to sign Rafael Varane this window? I just want to know, from the fan base, if you've got that much faith in Manchester United to be able to do it, or if you think you might sign a new contract at Real Madrid. So, it really does look like Varane wants to leave, but it really can be another Ramos. Yeah, what's good about this situation is we should know reasonably soon. Because his contract's running down, and you would think that Real Madrid would be very, very aware of this situation. They don't want to let it get to the end of the window. They don't want it to let it get to the end of the year and then lose him in the summer next season when somebody can come in and chat with him in January and sign him up to a pre-contract in Jan for nothing. They would lose all the money that they could possibly get right now, which we're talking about 50 or 60 million quid. So I'm pretty sure, let's just say if Rafael Varane does want to leave Real Madrid, then they would be more than willing to listen to offers sooner rather than later, guys, for a reasonable amount of money. That's if he does genuinely want to leave. But you're talking about a player that, he's a World Cup winner, he's won multiple Champions Leagues, he's won everything there is to win with this Real Madrid team, guys. And he's probably fully aware that this is a pretty good place to play his football, really. They are going to challenge for things. He is going to win titles and trophies, even if they're not in the best spell right now. He is still at a great club. Now, they are in a bit of a transitional period. Maybe that is good for us because maybe, it is time for a change. But also, maybe he just stays, guys. Maybe it just stays. There's so many players who throughout their entire career are linked with moves away here, moves away there. And often it's just to get money. And often it's just to get more money and get a much better improved contract. We've seen it ourselves with players at United. Wayne Rooney. How many times was Wayne Rooney, not happy at United throwing his toys out the pram? It was always about money. We paid Wayne Rooney £300,000 a week at one point. Now, he was definitely worth it at the time. Don't get me wrong. And that wasn't like £300,000 a week now. That's probably like paying somebody like £500k a week now, in my opinion. So, or maybe not quite that much, but it's a huge amount of money that we were paying Wayne Rooney because we risked losing the guy, and he's so damn important to us and such a huge player. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson very rarely bent over for anybody like that, like those types of signings. But he did do it for Rooney that time. When we signed him up he did do it for Rooney because he knew at that moment we didn't have a proper worldie that such as him, or many worldies such as him. So he was such a key player for us at that time, and we needed him. And that was just one example. There's loads of examples. Like, players always have links to this club, links to that club. Unhappy, want to leave. I want a new challenge. And then they sign a new contract and they get the money that they want. It's all down to money, guys. It's all down to damn money. Anyway. Isaac Quapong, thank you very much for subscribing. And Vera Vlogs as well. Thank you very much for subscribing. There's a few peeps who are subscribing to the channel. Hit that subscribe if it's your first time around here, guys. We're on here every single day giving you all the latest, no bullshit Manchester United news. Some channels out there, some publications saying, this done deal, bloody yada yada. We'll tell you it ain't done, guys. It's not done. The deal's not done. Rafael Varane's not done. That's looking like it's going to be weeks, if ever. And then Camavinga, okay, we haven't actually put a bid in for him yet, guys. So we've been talking with Stad Rennes about him. We haven't actually put in an official bid yet. So come on, United. Put the bloody pies down. Stop fingering the pies in the bloody boardroom, you twats. And go out there and sign some players now, guys. Okay, we got the Sancho deal done. It's not enough. It's not enough. We have glaring problems at the back. We have issues in the rest of the team. We have a shoddy midfield. Sort it out. We need to get them done now. So no, I'm not actually having this, guys. You know, okay, it's not time to have a fucking transfer rant just yet, right? But I'm not having this, guys. Just go and do it now. I don't want this to drag on for weeks. This needs to happen in the next couple of days. We need to see offers. We need to see bids. We need to see negotiations, movement from our board to try and sign these guys. We don't need to be fighting around, dallying around all the time like we do and trying to take all someone on to squeeze a few mil out of it. Fuck that. We need to act and be progressive now and get these players in. So just do it. Just pay the money, Manchester United. I'm sick and tired of talking about, oh, when's this fucking offer coming? We've just witnessed the Sancho saga, guys. The Sancho saga. It's raged on for 24 months. I have no interest in listening to, you know, into people saying, oh, you know, there's an offer coming soon or negotiation. At the end of the day, just put the offer in, United. Just put the offer in. Get the wheels a rolling. We need these players. Simple as that. It's true though, guys. I mean, it's not rocket science. There's other clubs doing business. Why the fuck have PSG signed free quality players? Why have Barca signed a whole bunch of quality players on free transfer already and got them in there? Why? Why is that? I mean, okay, they're just bigger, better clubs with more money right now. And when I say better, I don't mean better like better than United. Nobody's better than United. What I mean is bigger, better clubs in terms of their spending power right now, in terms of wages, and also, I mean, that's not really true. But it's just this. It's more so the Glazers, the owners. That's the difference. The difference is the owners. You know, you look at PSG and the money bags, and then there's teams like City and Chelsea and these guys. It's our owners that hold us up. The reason that those guys get their players early is because they pay the desired money to get them in early. What we do, on the other hand, is negotiate and try and squeeze as much off the deal as possible, because it's all about the back end for these guys, all about saving as much money as they possibly can. So they don't really care, actually, if it takes all summer long, if they can save an extra £5 million, which goes into their grandkiddies' pockets, which, you know, that's their club. They own the club. They own it. They bought it with debt. That's it. They've got the bloody deed. They've got the name on the paperwork. That's their fucking club. What can you say other than it shouldn't be allowed? And it's a disgrace. But that's the facts. So what can you do? But that's the truth of it, guys. We are hindered. I missed a super chat, did I? Thank you very much for that, G-Wolf, and there's no need for that, you absolute melt. Anyway, let's give this a refresh and see if I missed a super chat here, guys. Thank you, everyone who's getting in here with the comments today. I am going to get into the live chat in just a moment. I just wanted to cover all the stuff. Are you sure I missed a super chat? I don't think I did, G-Wolf. What? Was there a super chat, guys? Hey, Travis, mate, thank you very much for the super sticker here. Really appreciate that, dude. He sent a hey you super sticker, man. Hey to you too, Travis. Thank you very, very much for getting in, dude. Really appreciate that. I'm all good, thanks, Sir Greenwood. How are you doing? Yes. Is Pig feeling okay, says Kayam. Why? What's going on? Look at your super chat, says Travis. Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't see. I literally can't see it. That's so strange. I literally can't see it. I can see Travis's super sticker here. 20 minutes ago. Oh, shit. All right, then. Fair enough. Well, yeah, basically what I like to do is I like to say my piece. And then, and then I get in there. But no. Sorry I missed that, guys. Let me go over to my actual YouTube account and see if I can find it there. I can't see it here. But my bad. Thank you to whoever sent it. Everybody hit that like button on the video. Hit the subscribe. Get your thoughts and opinions in. I'll give you a cheeky little rundown before we get into the comment section in a moment, but do get involved if you haven't done so. So, yes, let me take a look at this. Super chats. Oh, Rushmano, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Sorry, mate, I did totally miss that. He says, who's had a better season, Bruno or Shaw? Love a poll on that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could do a poll on that, absolutely. I mean, I'll just tell you, though, it was Bruno. Who had a better season? It was Bruno. Who had a better 2021? It was Luke Shaw. But who had a better season? It was Bruno. But yes, we can do a poll on that in a minute, actually. So it's very, very close on this, guys. Do we manage to sign Varane this window? Yes or no? And you know what? It's very, very close. I'll end that one there then. Do we manage to sign Varane this window? Yes or no? Have a quick vote. 58% say yes. 57% say yes. 43% say no. I mean, that's quite close, isn't it? That's kind of how I feel. Do you know what? That's kind of how I feel. I'd say, look at that. It's going to end. That poll's going to end, and it's going to be about 56% or something. Thank you, Different Start, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that one. Much love. Welcome aboard. And also Football Gamer 19. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. So 57% think that we are going to sign him, and 42% say no. That's kind of how I feel. I think it's 50% chance of happening. Okay. Okay. Who else had a good season at United? And let me just put, I'm going to put a few more options in there. Just why not? Let's see who had the best season at United out of the top players. So, you know. Anyway. Giwa says, also pick I want Maguire written in Marmite too when you lose our bet. Peter Conley says, the only thing we'll sign is a backup for our backup keepers again. Yeah, I've got Maguire on the list. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, go on then. Let's go with that. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys this question here, peeps. Let me know. Let me know. Who do you think has had the best season at United? Now, take into consideration the whole length of the season. The whole length of the season, not just the last 6 months. Take into consideration the whole length of the season, dudes. That's what you have to do. Now, Bruno Fernandes got an insane amount of goals and an insane amount of assists for Manchester United this season. Luke Shaw came alive after Christmas. He was insane. I think he was our best player post-January, post-Christmas. But I think before that, Bruno was our best player, and he continued to be a boss right up until only the last few games of the season when he was a little bit gash. But for the whole season, I think Bruno takes it personally. But we'll find out. We'll let the people decide. Let the people decide. I mean, Luke Shaw is doing amazing things with England. Luke Shaw has had the best season he's had for United. And I think, like I just said, I think he's the best player over the course of 2021. I really do. So it's a tough one. It's very close. It's going to be close. Ramon Games says, United to the world. Get in there, Ramon Games. How you doing? Maguire says, Maguire. Bruno way better, says Mason. Wow, it's a really close poll, says Rushmano. Bruno and Maguire, says Greenwood. Interesting idea, yeah. Hey, we smashed 100 likes on the stream, everyone. Thank you very much for everybody who's got in here right now. Let me just give you a rundown. The cake there says what we all want, and I'm sure everyone here agrees big as a good old round of GTA Golf. Oh my goodness me. You are a persistent gnome, aren't you? But I love it. I don't know why I called you a gnome. You're not short, you're tall. But whatever. Anyway, let's get into this, dudes. Not that I would call a short person a gnome. Let's get into this, guys. So, just to give you a rundown of what we discussed in this video today, guys. Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't even talk about this. Lingard's expected to sit down with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and discuss his future soon. This is as per Sky Sports. So he's expected to return to pre-season training with United next week. He was given extra time off as he was involved in England's initial squad, of course, for the Euros. So he's given a little bit of extra time off. Also, I want to talk about this. Southampton increasingly confident of securing loan deal for Manchester United defender Brandon Williams. So just another update on that. Southampton moving closer to a Brandon Williams loan, potentially. What else was there? Oh, yeah, Fred. Sorry, just Fred. How about Fred? I wanted to just discuss Fred for a minute. What the fuck's going on with Fred? Fred. Brazil will now face either Argentina or Colombia in the Copa America. Brazil, of course, Fred has been absolutely bossing it for Brazil, guys. I don't know if you've seen this. I haven't actually watched much Copa America. I just hear people talking about how good Fred is in the Copa America. I haven't really been watching much of it. I'm not going to lie. But yeah. He's actually started all of their games in the Copa America ahead of Fabinho, Liverpool player. And he's obviously a fucking, what's going on? Why are all these players absolutely sick for their national teams, but for United they're too inconsistent? That's annoying, isn't it? Fred's been superb. Yes, I agree with you, Rushman. I mean, it sounds like I haven't seen it, but I haven't really watched much of the games, but it does seem like he has been brilliant for Brazil. That is just great, isn't it? It's great to see. That's great for Manchester United. I mean, he is obviously a great player on his day also, but you know what? You know how I feel about Fred, guys. I've always said I like him, and he's a good squad player. Is he top draw? Well, I mean, this would suggest maybe that he is, actually, but his stats and everything are really fantastic over in over for Brazil, guys. They're going to be fantastic in this tournament. You know, he's just bossing it. He's balling, mate. He's absolutely balling. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that, Fred. Okay, that's basically it. So that's all the, that's all the day's stories. Let me just talk about this in a little breakdown for you guys quick. United are a number of clubs interested in signing Camavinga. Sky Sports understands that United are ready to table an offer, our first initial bid to get the ball rolling, essentially a low ball offer. Rio came out and said that we should be looking at Declan Rice instead of Camavinga, basically somebody who's more ready-made, who's more mature, advanced, etc., has proven experience in the Prem, etc. And I tend to agree. I think Camavinga is a great one for the future, though, don't get me wrong. So United could be looking, just to summarise, United could be looking to make an offer for Camavinga in the coming days. This is the latest reports. An actual offer could come for Camavinga in the coming days. Paul Pogba linked to a move with PSG. All understood that PSG, speaking with Pogba's representatives at this moment in time, discussions are taking place with Pogba's reps, with the midfielder more and more open to the idea of joining Paris, according to RMC Sport, The Express, and a bunch of different various sources. United may finally lose Pogba as he's ready to move to Giants in Paris. This is another report. So a bunch of different places reporting that Paul Pogba is talking to Paris Saint-Germain. So that's a little piece of news for you there that we sort of knew about anyway. Rafael Varane, United and Rafael Varane it's not that close, guys. United and Real Madrid are understood to be still quite far away from agreeing any kind of transfer deal right now. Just pre-negotiations taking place, just a little bit of chatter. Nothing official lodged, no official bids, just absolute officially garbage negotiations by United, basically. Jesse Lingard expected to return to preseason. So yeah, so, you know, basically that's it, guys. Get in the live chat. I'll stick around here for just a few more minutes. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on anything we've discussed in this video. Do smash that like, do smash the subscribe, get involved. I want to hear from you, wherever you're watching from in the world, for a few minutes here, my friends. Right. Okay, we lost a difference. Fred can be there for us as Sir Greenwood. I actually really rate Fred, especially at the start of this season just gone. I mean, a lot of you will remember I was singing his praises. A lot of the time singing his praises, but towards the end of the season, I did think that he just went off the boil. I mean, a few United players did, really. Bruno Fernandes, people did. I thought he just went off the boil and just wasn't as good. Varane is shit, says Nicholas Lawrence. We do need Pogba. I don't know, mate. I personally don't think we need Pogba anymore. I think he's kind of just bang average, mate. Declan Rice is shit, says the cake it out. I don't rate him even that highly either, mate. Biggest Burnley fan. Sancho's going to flop and he can't win the league. Don't be talking like that, biggest Burnley fan. Otherwise, I'll send Sean Dyche round your house again. You know, he's already put you in that box in the basement, so don't make me set up Dyche on you, mate. Because me and Dyche, we're like this. Anyway, no, hang on. He says, PE teacher, you keep saying Ollie is improving, but you only finished second because Lampard was bad at Chelsea and Liverpool had injuries. Where the fuck did you finish, son? Oh my goodness me, you only stayed up this season because all the other teams below you were shit. What a stupid thing to say. Biggest Burnley fan? Shut it. Cars2490 says, is this true? What's that you're referring to, Cars? Bloody hell, Shaw winning the poll. Wow, look at that. It's very good. He's winning it by a long way, guys. Hey, everybody. Well, I mean, he is, in terms of inform, who's the most informed player right now? And of 2021, which is a long time, it's Luke Shaw. So I'm not surprised that he's winning it, to be fair. I personally think Bruno Fernandes was the best player for United over the last season, over the course of the whole year. Look at his goals and assists. But I can understand why Luke Shaw's got it, because he's in just some incredible elite level form right now. I mean, he is clearly the best left back in the world right now, for club and country, just absolutely bossing it. And he has been since the turn of the year, so that's a long time to be doing it. He's doing bits. Who do we sign to replace if Pogba goes, says Josh Drain? Well, it seems like this youngster Camavinga may be an option, but I still don't think he's ready for the first team. Declan Rice is another player that's being mentioned. There's a few other links, but Football Brownie says, get that shirt off, pig. Oh, jealous. How you doing, Football Brownie? Yeah, jealous. Bernie fan, I only won the lottery because I had more numbers than anybody else. Do one. Exactly. Bernie fan talking absolute cap. Which is better, Pogba or Golf Bar? I don't know. Kay Slater says, Pogba is world class, but I fully believe he plays his best when he's happy, and I feel it's been rare that he's been fully content at United. Sell him for cheap before the free. I sort of agree with that statement, K-Slater. I'd look to cash in. He's been good, but not great at United, not consistent enough. I'm not into it. I think cash in. I'm not up for giving him a wage pay increase and giving him 450k a week. Certainly not. He's not worth that. Plus, I've talked about this before. That undermines a lot of the players in the team and it causes you issues. This is another reason why we should sell Pogba. We don't want another Alexis Sanchez situation. So let's just say this. Bruno Fernandes is supposed to be negotiating a new contract with United soon as well. And he deserves one. He's on a really low amount. I think it's like 160k. I could be wrong, but it's not a lot of money that Bruno's on for the player that he is. Off the top of my head, I've forgotten the figure. But essentially, he's not on a lot of money. And if you paid Pogba 450 a week, I don't think you can justify not paying Bruno Fernandes that sort of money either. Because he's just a bigger, better player for us. Now, Bruno wouldn't ask for that. Bruno seems a very humble individual. I don't think he's really all about that. I mean, okay, he's going to want money and his age, and there's people around him. Of course, they're going to say that you get what you deserve and what he deserves. But if you've got players like Paul Pogba on 450k a week and players like Bruno on 160k a week, it just doesn't make any sense. There's no logic to that whatsoever. And so when contract negotiations do come around, such as this summer when we are trying to renegotiate with Bruno as well, he's like, yeah, but Pogba just signed a new 450 deal. I'm better than that twat. Show me the money. Well, it's not going to go like that exactly, but I'm just saying, like, that's how I sort of think about it as well. You have to have a reasonable wage structure at your club. You can't just have one player that's on way more than everybody else and it's not even justified. Like, I get it if it's Ronaldo or Messi or these guys. If you're the best player in the team, you deserve to be on the most money. I fully agree with that. But he's not the best player in the team. So why does he deserve to be on the most money? It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. Sell him. Hashtag sell him. Are we selling him or keeping him, guys? Keep or sell? Yes, Luke Shaw absolutely smashing the vote. 51%, mate. What a don, mate. Luke Shaw, that just goes to show you what a turnaround Luke Shaw's had. I mean, a year or two ago, I really honestly thought Luke Shaw's always been a good player, but I didn't think he was that good of a player. I thought he was pretty bang average, actually, for a number of years. He had some really good spells and seasons. That injury obviously halted his progression badly. But I just didn't think he'd ever reach these heights. But he has. And I'm so happy for the guy. And he's turned his career around. He's turned everyone's opinions around. I mean, you got Jose Mourinho having to come out and say, yeah, Luke Shaw's bossing it now. You've got Jose coming out having to say it. Otherwise, he looks like an absolute bloody twat. Sell him, says View from Lookout. Sell, says Jonathan Gallagher. Keep, says Josh Strain. Don't delete John O'Denton's comments there, guys. Why are people getting their comments deleted for nothing? That's annoying. Don't do that, mods. The special one says Luke Shaw showing the potential we saw at Southampton. Yes, absolutely. It's really doing bits. Nice one, the special one. I'll try it next time. Kayam, you the man. What's I going to say? Oh, yes. Roshmano says we got 110 likes on the stream. That's brilliant, guys. That's brilliant. Michael Poby says sell him. Milk Boy, the Cannon Boy Bruno. I'd have him, but up in eBay last year, says Pell. Right, guys, I'm going to leave the video here then. But thank you very much for everybody that's got in here. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching. That is the latest update. It's not a huge amount of news from United today, let's be fair. Not a lot has gone on, really. It's just, United's supposed to be ready in a bid for Camavinga. Talks with PSG and Pogba is a big story of the day. And also Varane and United, not that close, really, in terms of the two clubs agreeing a deal at this moment in time is the current situation. The K Cadet, yeah, that's it. We're not going to do that anymore. No more golf. Spain against Italy, watch along. Don't know, actually, Kaya. We'll see. I might do something like that for it, but I might not. I can actually feel a bit gash at the moment. And also, well, yeah, I should do one, shouldn't I, guys? I should do one. I should probably do one. But I was thinking maybe if there's any news later there, but there probably won't be any news later. It seems like a slow news day for United, I'm going to be honest. Knowing my luck, though, I'll do the bloody Spain-Italy watch-along and then we'll announce that we signed Varane during it. But anyway, yes, Pogba can go, says Matt Willis. I agree with you on that one. Yeah, see you later on, Paul. GTA stream tonight. We're going to do one of those, actually, Mason. Yeah. Why do you think Grant signed a new contract? Probably because he'll go into a coaching role after. It makes zero sense. I don't know. I don't know, Vera. It's a stupid deal, isn't it? Why? Makes no sense. What? Get rid. But yeah, Pogba is not loyal. Why do you feel gash? I don't know, mate. Just feel a little bit stressed out, a little bit sick, got some personal stuff going on. That's the true reason the cake cadet, mate. I just got some personal issues, mate, and I'm stressed today. Yes. But I won't bore you with that. Michael Poby, Saivar Masters, hello everyone. Come on United from Meister with love. Yes, says Janice, says Piggy, do a watch along later, mate. Okay, well, I might. Tesco Beans, hello to you today, Tesco Beans. How's it going? Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Do us a favour, hit that like button before you go. Thank you, Travis, Nicholas, Lawrence, Vera. Says, don't be stressed. Well, it's easier said than done. There's stuff going on at the moment. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it right now, but yeah, thanks very much for everybody who's getting in here. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com, flyingpigunited.com. Also, check out the social media accounts, Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Lukaku playing in a more easier league than Premier League, so his game will look much more improved. Pal. I agree, Ramon Games. Yeah, Serie A's gash. Goodbye, Vera. Goodbye, Rushmano. Thank you, Bud. Thank you, the special one, Sir Greenwood, everybody. John O'Denton. I'll be back later on. Yeah, keep a look. I may well do a watch along for the game. I mean, I should do, shouldn't I? It depends if I'm able to. Right, okay. See you in a bit, peeps. Much love. This is the Pig. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. And yeah, come back in a few minutes. Comment in the not live comments if you want to keep the debate going. I'll try and respond to everybody who comments on the video afterwards. Shout out to people like Sir Greenwood. Yes, I'll be streaming later on. Absolutely, yeah, I'll be streaming later. Thank you, guys. Okay, good night. Thank you, John O'Denton, as well. I appreciate that, dude. Yes, he says. Oh, no, sorry. I thought you said to me. He says, congratulations to Fred. Yes. Thank you, Sir Greenwood. Says, don't forget to comment. Ellie, your legend as well. Take it easy. Thank you. Shazad Ahmed. Hero, Nicholas Lawrence, the Cake Cadet, Sir Greenwood, everybody in the live chat. Take it easy. This is Big. I'll be back later on with something on the channel. Take it easy. And come on, United.